African women, we are often caught between the concept of modern feminism and traditional femininity. But what lies the difference between these two? Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another exciting episode of the Awdad chat. My name is Miriam Musa and I am with
Lady Salam.
And today, inshallah, we will be discussing femininity and feminism in the concept of Islam. Right? This is a very sensitive topic, don't you think so?
Yes.
But trust me, it's going to be very educative, interesting, and inspiring. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
So what's the striking difference between feminism and femininity?
Well, I had wanted to ask you that, but since you have, let's just get in. So to me, when we talk about feminism, it's the movement for equality, championing rights for both women and men. But most importantly, it's towards women, championing the rights of women. Whereas femininity has to do with our natural state as Allah designed us, our womanhood, our ability to embrace grace, strength, softness, that nurturing value that Allah has designed within us.
That's Allah has given us it's a divine dignity for women.
Yes, exactly. Do you have something to add on to this?
Well, I think Islam acknowledges feminism to be biological and social, but insists on spiritual understanding.
Which one is that? I do
The feminism.
Okay. But you personally, do you identify with feminism or femininity?
Well, femininity, of course.
Why?
No, yeah, femininity.
Why?
Allah has made women, has rated women 3 times than men.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate more on that?
As a woman, Jannah lies under your feet.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a daughter, you are the doorway of Jannah for your father.
Mm-hmm.
And when you become a wife, you complete half the deen of your husband.
Yeah, so the initial one, that is when you become a mother, you generalize under your feet. Yes. Islam has raised the dignity of women a lot. But I want to find out from you, do you think a woman can embrace her femininity and feel less empowered?
Yes.
The concept of feminism is
I
that
feel less empowered.
yes.
Yes. She won't feel less empowered.
Okay.
If you embrace it, you won't feel less empowered. As I was saying earlier, women, Allah has given us so much, some things over men, not necessarily maybe responsibilities or something like that. Let's talk of our dowry. Allah has made dowry compulsory for women. But you're a woman, when a man is coming to marry you, you're not going to pay any dowry to him. But for you, it's compulsory, it's a must, he has to pay. Yeah.
So that's, in your opinion, that is one way that a woman can actually embrace her femininity without feeling less empowered, right? I would also want to add by saying that femininity is not equal to does not equate rubbing shoulders with men. It's about being who you were already destined to, who you were designed to be, who you were created to be.
That's feminine.
Yes, you are feminine.
Yes.
Exactly. So that is the distinct difference that lies between the two. So when you embrace that, you feel empowered because that is who you are and how you were made to be. So you are already within your natural distinction. You don't feel outside or you don't feel left behind, right? Yes, do you have anything for me too?
What's the difference between the modern concept of feminism and the Islamic view on women's rights?
Oh, I think we've already discussed that earlier, but let's just reiterate in case it's now that someone is joining us in following the conversation. Islam has already giving women their rights some thousands of years before. You can actually go back to history and look at the kind of maltreatment that women were being made to go through. Women were seen as objects, they were not dignified. Before Allah enshrined polygamy in His Holy Quran, women were just, for excuse me to say, but were treated as toys, as objects in the hands of men. They can decide to take as much as they want and they don't care. Women were just maltreated. A woman, you remember that in history, even girls who were born out of shame, their fathers used to bury them.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it was Islam that came and liberated women to such an extent that today you will just mention that the three ranks that women actually have: when she is a mother, the Jannah lies under her feet. When she is a wife, she completes
have the dream of her husband.
exactly. And when she is a daughter, she
She's
opens
the
the
dog,
gateway of Jannah for her father. So Islam has liberated women long before the concept or the idea of feminism, even in its truest form, came into place. Because mind you, there are women, we want to genuinely acknowledge that there are women who are into women empowerment, who wants to, help women in underserved society, to empower them to be something better, which is good. But that modern concept of feminism is more tilted towards equal rights, rubbing shoulders with men. They don't even, some to an extreme, they don't even accept or recognize the concept
Yeah.
of marriage. There was somewhere I saw that one feminist said pregnancy was a slavery, and I was so
How?
surprised that you, like, a woman would actually say this because she feels men that don't go through.
Pain.
Meanwhile, you see in Islam, Allah has made it such that the pain that you go through pregnancy, and every phase you are being rewarded for it. Yes, so Islam is way ahead when it comes to women's rights than Western ideology of feminism. Yeah.
To trace back, in a period when women were timid and faced extreme fear of honing skills, we can talk of Al-Khansa,
Okay.
who took the bold step to compose poems which the Prophet ﷺ used to enjoy listening to him.
Wow.
We can talk of Fatima, the daughter of the Prophet Muhammad, who even gave the last she had, even if it's the last thing she had. That was compassion. We can talk of our mother Khadija, who was a business mogul.
Yeah.
And she married a younger man, our Prophet Muhammad
Yes.
sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on her own terms.
Mm-hmm.
We can also talk of Asiya, who was the queen who defied a tyrant and chose faith over fear.
You know, that one was before the advent to Islam, but yes, women were actually doing a lot even then.
And then Musaiba, the warrior who bled on the battlefield,
Yeah,
proving courage has no gender.
exactly. And then we can also talk about Aisha. You know, she was very learned woman.
Man.
She learned a lot.
Was a jurist.
Yes, she produced, out of women, in fact, she produced the largest number of ahadith from the Prophet, peace be upon him. So, yes, women are not left behind in Islam, and Islam has granted us the due rights to do to embrace our femininity and also be empowered. Yes, so it's not only feminism that we think through it, we are being empowered. No, even Islam has already done that for us. But you know, in the age of social media, a lot of things go and come back. I don't know, can you share some lesson on how feminism has, or how social media has actually confused or empowering us when it comes to the knowledge of feminism and femininity?
We as Muslim women must use social media critically, verifying sources and rooting in an authentic, like in the authentic Quran and Sunnah. Empowerment in Islam is holistic. It's it values knowledge. It values knowledge, dignity, family, and contribution to society, all under the sources of Allah.
So, but you know, because of social media today, people will just put cameras on themselves, face their mics, their lights, and then boom, they assume the role of scholars.
That's why you should verify the source.
Yeah.
You should verify the sources you are getting those info from.
Yes, but you know, people normally do not even have time for that. They just see it and then they think that's it. Anything from the web, anything from the internet is authentic. So they just use it in most cases. So what do you think can be done to rectify in those situations aside from verification?
Mm-hmm. So as in empowering women.
Yeah, yes, for us ourselves. You know, as I said, social media is there to either empower us or, I mean, like degrade us to an extent, not really degrade us, but to corrupt. It can either make or make us or corrupt the knowledge that we already have. So the issue of feminism going around here and there is very important for us to take cognizance of some of the things that we consume online. So how can we actually decipher or filter the 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 good ones from the bad ones, aside from the fact that okay, you verify and do other things?
I think the way forward is balance.
Okay, in what way?
We must use social media in a way. Okay, I think I already talked of it. That's the verification aspect. So,
You know, knowledge is also very important. I don't know whether you want to talk about that seeking of knowledge. Yeah, it's very important, you know. I don't know. Recently, there was a video of an actress that was moving around where she said it is not compulsory on her to wash the dishes for her husband because there is nowhere specifically in the Quran that has been listed or enshrined that a woman is supposed to do house chores. So to her, if she performs house chores,
it's
she
out
is
of
genuinely
love.
doing
Out
out
of
of
love.
love, not because it is
Compulsory. Exactly.
What's your take on that? Do you agree on that?
I do agree.
But don't you think women
I do agree in the sense that it's not compulsory for us, but you do it out of love.
And then also it's your duty. Don't you think it's women's duty?
It's not necessarily our duty. Islam doesn't see that it's compulsory. Let's talk of the Prophet once. So he used to help his wives.
Yes.
With sometimes he cooked for them, if I'm right. He cooked for them.
He often helps. He helps. That was the popular narration that he helps. But sometimes even in as much as it's not being stated categorically that a woman is supposed to do this, I think that the fact that when you look back to history, you realize that most of the house chores is women who do it. That means even though it's not being stated, women are supposed to do it. That is how I actually think. In as much as I think we're also doing it out of love, because there are days that you just feel like doing anything.
Exactly.
Yes, but generally it is assumed that is your
That's
duty.
based on our community, I think.
Yes, and then when you look at it in some religious aspect, it might be fair to say, okay, it's a woman's role, but sometimes
No, I don't think it's the woman's role.
really,
You are supposed to do it. It's out of love.
okay.
it's out of love.
But me, I do think that in as much as it's out of love, it's also kind of a duty. Because
Just to help your husband, maybe he has gone for work, his income, you are going to use it. You in your case, you use more of it than he would even spend, if I'm right. So it's like you are helping, you are shaping for you to have a smooth living, I think. Yeah.
No, but you see, we are often quick to say that, okay, it's not our duty. We are doing it out of love. But then the fact that the man is providing, we do not think the man is providing because he's doing it out of love, but we think it's his duty. But
His responsibility, actually.
it's his responsibility. But some extra things is not his responsibility. If it's just
Like
about
what?
taking care
Extra
of
things like
I'm coming. If it's just about taking care of the home, providing chop money and doing that, other extra things, maybe things that are not within, perhaps maybe iPhone 17 is on, has just been. Is it compulsory just because he's supposed to be the provider? He should buy it. No. So if we also want them to be doing some of these extra things for us, it's also for us to take it on ourselves and not be consumed by the.
That's why I said for smooth living. Because he will go out there, hustle to bring something home. So for him to come back, you should prepare something for him. That's why you're saying it's our duty, but it's not necessarily our duty.
All right, that is your opinion, and I do understand you, and even to an extent, I do agree with you. But it should be vice versa, and because of this whole conversation about feminism and how oftentimes it has to do with rubbing shoulders with men, trying to assume the role of the husband, like being like trying to shed off our femininity. It's very important for us to always go back to our roots and understand that if you are a woman, you are married, you are the wife, and you are under your husband. That's it.
Okay. So how do you think we can support other Muslim women without feeling guilt or burnout?
Well, I think we should, as much as possible, be advocates of what true femininity is. Embrace it. I find it very fulfilling, very happy when I see a woman doing well in her career and then embracing her identity as a Muslim woman and her, like she's proud to be a woman who embraces her
Islamic principles.
Yes. Sometimes you come across some Nigerians, some are professors, yet they don't neglect their household duties. Look at this Tanzanian president. She's even the fourth wife to her husband. Yes,
Wow.
she's still
Really?
yes,
That's my first time here.
yes.
Actually.
Yet she's very submissive to the man. She doesn't do anything which would maybe cause his name to be in
Public.
yeah. Like she is empowered. If even feminists are championing, these are some of the roles they want to see the women go. And this is a woman who has gotten there, but still she's still embracing her femininity. And these are some of the women we should be taking as our role models, not just be listening to anything that we see around on social media.
Not forgetting of tawakkul, which is trust in Allah. I have this Bible quotation that I really love. It's something I add it to my everyday life. That states, it's in Proverbs actually, but I don't know the actual verse, but it states, trust your Lord with all your heart and lean not your understandings in all your ways. Acknowledge him and he'll make your path straight.
Wow.
And now let's talk of shukr and sabr. That's gratitude and patience. Thankfulness and patience. Right? Yes. That's shukr and sabr. That's gratitude or thankfulness and patience. You see, when we have this attitude of thankfulness and patience, in the sense of maybe challenges or something like that, which Like, we have this attitude of gratitude. We can even use it as a tool to erase burnout or something like that.
Yes, so don't be overly subsumed by the concept of feminism and then burn yourself out trying to chase perfection and all that. Be in your lane, embrace your femininity, and be the woman that Allah has made you to be. You can still pursue careers and all that, but never in your quest try to equalize yourself with men. I mean, we are not different.
And let's not forget to practice good habits.
We are different, sorry.
Okay, and let's not forget to practice good habits.
Exactly.
Like cleanliness, good nutrition, and so on.
Well, I think we'll be bringing the session to an end if you have something to add on to it.
Be yourself as a woman. Be yourself. In Arabic, that's kun anta, right? Be yourself. Women, we are blessed. Trust me, we are blessed.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So, with this, we bring to an end the discussion of femininity and feminism, and I hope you took something out of it. Thank you very much for being with us.
See you in the next episode.